Hi, my name is Bijal and I am a bibliotherapist and founder of Bibliotherapy, a bibliotherapy and literary curation practice. I'm also the author of the book Bibliotherapy, The Healing Power of Reading. I curate book prescriptions and provide online training in bibliotherapy. More detail of this can be found on my website, www.booktherapy.io. In this podcast, I share my knowledge and research on bibliotherapy, including the latest developments, science, and book recommendations. Join me every week where we take a deep dive into bibliotherapy. We release 2 episodes a week. Voice notes from me, your resident bibliotherapist, and Ask the Bibliotherapist, book recommendations for what's on your mind. Join our member-only subscription here and get access to all episodes and corresponding transcripts. I hope you enjoy the show, and if you'd like a bibliotherapist in your pocket, you might find my book, Bibliotherapy, The Healing Power of Reading, a helpful companion. It's available at any bookstore that you shop at. And don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and get new episodes as they're released. And as always, I love hearing from listeners. So if you'd like to get in touch, share any book recommendations or thoughts on bibliotherapy, you can do so at bijal@booktherapy.io. Thanks for listening.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bibliotherapy with Bijal, where we explore the transformative power of books and the profound ideas that shape our inner and outer worlds. I'm your host, Bijal, and I am excited to begin Season 2 with a very exciting subject. In today's episode, we're delving into the fascinating realm of Carl Jung, bibliotherapy, and fiction inspired by Jungian thought. So, grab your tea, your favorite blanket, and let's dive in. Let's start with Carl Gustav Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who lived from 1875 to 1961. Jung was a pioneer in the field of psychology, famous for his concepts like the collective unconscious, archetype, synchronicity, and individuation. While he started as a close associate of Sigmund Freud, the two eventually parted ways due to their differing ideas, with Jung's work leaning more towards the spiritual and symbolic aspects of the psyche. Jung believed that our psyche consists of layers: the ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is especially intriguing. It's a kind of inherited psychic blueprint shared by all humanity, populated with archetypes like the hero, the shadow, the anima or animus, and the wise old man. These universal patterns appear not just in our dreams, but also in myths, religions, and art across cultures. One of Jung's most influential ideas is individuation, the process of integrating all aspects of the self, including the conscious and unconscious, to achieve a harmonious and authentic life. It's not about perfection, but wholeness, embracing light and shadow, strength and vulnerability. Now, let's connect this to bibliotherapy. Bibliotherapy is the use of literature as a tool for healing and personal growth. While this practice dates back to ancient times, it has gained renewed attention in recent years. From reading novels and poetry to self-help books and spiritual texts, bibliotherapy offers a way to reflect on our inner world and navigate life's challenges. In a Jungian framework, bibliotherapy can be seen as a journey of individuation. Jung believed stories have the power to awaken our unconscious, bringing suppressed feelings and forgotten memories into the light of consciousness. Fiction, in particular, often mirrors the archetypal struggles we face, whether it's the hero confronting their shadow or the seeker discovering the wise guide. When you pick up a book that resonates deeply, it's often because it speaks to something archetypal within you. Take the classic, The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Frodo's quest to destroy the One Ring is a profound exploration of confronting the shadow and the cost of transformation. Through bibliotherapy, we can identify with these archetypes, reflect on our own journeys, and find symbolic meaning in our challenges. It's a bit like guided self-discovery, with the book as both a mirror and a map. Archetypes in storytelling. Let's explore a bit more about how archetypes show up in storytelling. One of the reasons archetypes resonate so powerfully is that they're universal. They speak to shared human experiences, but they're also endlessly adaptable, appearing in different forms depending on the story's context and culture. Take the hero archetype. In ancient myths, like the Odyssey, the hero's journey is about physical adventure and triumph. In modern tales, like The Matrix, the hero's journey often includes psychological transformation, like Neo waking up to his true potential. In both cases, the archetype reflects our yearning to overcome challenges and find purpose. The anima and animus archetypes, representing the feminine and masculine aspects of the psyche, often play out in love stories or narratives of inner balance. Think of Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. Their relationship is not just a romance, but a dance of opposites, where each character learns to integrate traits they initially reject in the other. Then there's the shadow archetype, which embodies the darker, suppressed parts of ourselves. A fascinating example is Gollum in The Lord of the Rings. Gollum is both pitiable and terrifying, a constant reminder of what Frodo could become if he gave in to the ring's power. Gollum isn't just an external antagonist. He's a projection of Frodo's own potential for corruption. When we read stories with a Jungian lens, we begin to see these archetypes everywhere, offering profound insights into both the characters' journeys and our own. If you're intrigued by Jung's ideas and bibliotherapy, here are a few book recommendations of Jungian-inspired fiction that invite deeper self-reflection. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This modern classic is a perfect allegory for individuation. Santiago, a shepherd, dreams of finding a hidden treasure and sets off on a transformative journey. Along the way, he encounters guides, omens, and challenges that mirror the archetypal hero's journey. Coelho weaves themes of synchronicity, destiny, and self-discovery that feel quintessentially Jungian. Next, we have Steppenwolf by Hermann Hesse. Hesse was deeply influenced by Jung's work, and Steppenwolf explores the fragmentation of the self. The protagonist, Harry Haller, struggles with his dual nature, half human, half wolf, and embarks on a surreal journey of reconciliation and transcendence. It's a rich exploration of shadow integration and the multiplicity of identity. The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This Gothic novel centers on Daniel, a young boy who discovers a mysterious book in a forgotten library. As he investigates the book's origins, Daniel uncovers hidden truths about himself and others. The story delves into memory, loss, and the shadowy corners of human nature, all themes that resonate with Jung's exploration of the unconscious. And lastly, Circe by Madeline Miller. This retelling of the Greek myth of Circe reimagines her as a complex and multifaceted figure. Her journey from exile to empowerment explores individuation in a profoundly feminist light. Circe's transformations, both literal and symbolic, capture the spirit of embracing one's inner power and shadow. Before I go, I'd love to suggest journaling your reflections upon reading any of these books, noting which characters or themes resonate with you. Ask yourself, what archetypes do I recognize in this story? How do the characters' journeys mirror my own struggles or growth? And what symbols or images stand out? And what might they mean for me in my life? By reading with intention, you'll not only enjoy a great story, but also deepen your understanding of yourself and your path. I call this literary journaling. If you'd like to find out more about literary journaling as one of a variety of creative bibliotherapy techniques that I use, you might find our online course, Bibliotherapy, Literature and Mental Health, helpful. Also, before I go, I'd love to share some of my favorite Carl Jung quotes that might stay with you too. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Solitude is for me a fount of healing, which makes my life worth living. Talking is often torment for me, and I need many days of silence to recover from the futility of words. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you are. That wraps up today's episode. I hope this exploration of Carl Jung, bibliotherapy, and Jungian-inspired fiction has inspired you to pick up a book and embark on your own journey of self-discovery. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections on this episode and any other Jungian fiction that deserves a mention in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow book lovers. Until next time, happy reading.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you'd like to sign up to our online courses or try a personalised book prescription or bibliotherapy session, you can do so following the links in the show notes. And as always, I love hearing from listeners, so don't hesitate to drop me an email at bijal@booktherapy.io.